Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be doing a reassessment or an assessment on Bitcoin, its recent move to the 20-week moving average, as well as taking a look at the broader altcoin space, they are reacting to this recent move. Now, in itself, if we just, don't take a look at the 20-week moving average and we just look at this candle here, um, we're still essentially moving sideways. We actually bounced at the bottom of this line here, which represents the sideways channel that we've been on for the past however so long. So on on a brief look, it doesn't look like anything's changed. And when we look at the broader altcoin market, things really haven't changed. We did see a drop, a slight drop yesterday where everything kind of pulled back a bit, but again, everything rebounded. Things are looking good. This is a very good sign, in my opinion. My theory consisted of, and this was just yesterday when I made the video about the impending Bitcoin breakout, was when if Bitcoin comes back down to the 20-week moving average, I had the suspicion that all coins would bleed at that point, that we would start to see the reversal of Bitcoin dominance happening then. However, this is not the case, at least for now. And so what that shows is that, well, people are still fairly confident. People are still trusting the market, trusting altcoins to continue speculating on them, even though Bitcoin is at the 20-week moving average. Now, for myself, I see the 20-week moving average, and I see that we are back at support levels that we've been at for a long time, multiple times in the past, and we have a tendency to hold it. Now, it's not a exact science, right? 2019 we didn't break through it, and I think when we look at these, we don't always have to only look at the times it did work, but also look at the times it didn't. 2018 we broke through it. In 2013 we broke through it as well, but we continued on up. This is the interesting one. Okay, 2019, 2018, you can consider it wasn't Bitcoin's time in 2019, and we're just coming off a $20,000 Bitcoin after a multi-year long bull market for Bitcoin, and we finally broke the 20-week moving average. 2013, however, we look at this and say, well, it looks like it was in the middle of one, right? It looks like we're in the middle of a bull market and we broke. How does this work? And this is the interesting one. And this one, it kind of is the odd hair sticking out of the head when everything else on the head is looking clean. This doesn't fit. And so, with that said, what I take away from that is, well, technical analysis or price is not a science. It isn't. None of it's going to happen uh, the way we predict it every single time. And so, with that said, there is a chance that we don't hold the 20-week moving average. Even at the 20-week moving average, in my opinion, this is an opportunity. It's an opportunity, like I said, with Aave. Just recently on its own 20-week moving average, it's now up 40%. But this could definitely change very quickly if things go south. Um, it was when I said in my Litecoin videos, when we're at these levels against Bitcoin, 330,000 satoshis, 400,000 satoshis, I said that this is an opportunity. I would say the same thing with Bitcoin, and I would not say it um, if we were not this at the 20-week moving average. Without the 20-week moving average, and I look at the price, we're at $50,000 Bitcoin. I haven't bought Bitcoin since the last time we dropped to the 20-week moving average in September of 2020. That was the last time I bought Bitcoin. At this time, we're back at it. I have bought. I've allocated some US dollar like fiat. Okay, I'm not moving it from altcoin to Bitcoin, which I have been doing. I not only did that, but I threw in extra capital into Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin at I think just under $50,000, at like $49,000, I think it was the price for spot. Then I threw a leverage long, a very small leverage long, um, at like 2.5x leverage. So not even that much, but even still, that increases my risk a little bit. But because I reduced my risk against my altcoin positions across the board for the past however so weeks, um, I want a more leverage position into Bitcoin, and so that's why I threw in a leverage long in there. And the last time, and mind you, I don't trade on leverage very often. In fact, this is the second time in this bull market cycle that I've done this. The last time was in 2020. At this point right here, I made a leverage long, and I rode this all the way, not all the way up, but I think to about maybe $25,000. I rode it up to that high, and then I closed my position. So that's not something I necessarily recommend. It's not something that you have to do, but it's something that I have done. Um, and obviously I understand the risk. Again, this the top part of this video was me talking about how there is a chance that we can break the 20-week moving average. I, on one hand, believe that we will hold it, albeit I don't think it will be an instantaneous bounce, right? Like we look at, say, 2017, right? These bounces off the 20-week moving average were on a week by week basis. Like the one week we went down, the following week we exploded after. We never looked back. And so I don't know if it will be like that. What something I'm kind of looking at is a potentially just riding the 20-week for a number of weeks. If we look here at this range, we held the 20-week from the 15th of August 2016 to October of 2016, which consisted about 70 days or 10 weeks. This one here as well was, you know, pretty long to boot, 105 days. Okay. So there is a chance that, yes, we will hold the 20-week moving average, but we will ride it. Okay, we will continue to ride this 20-week moving average for a number of weeks, and that's kind of what I see, or what I kind of hope to see. Um, but again, Bitcoin doesn't have to follow what I say. We could just bounce next week. I think the interesting part, and it's going to be the nail biter for the next few weeks, right? Is the end of this week. Do we close below the 20-week moving average or not? If we close above it, then what will the following week look like? Will volatility come to a standstill and not move? And we just slowly, incrementally move with the 20-week moving average? That is a possibility as well. Or do we see a bounce? Do we see a bounce next week that brings us to a higher high, and continues on the bull market in the short term? We simply don't know. However, I'm betting on that the move is going to be up, whether that's next week or in 100 days. My leverage log position closes in March of 2022, so I have about 10 months, which I thought was a decent enough time to ride a sideways moving Bitcoin. Should it do that with the 20-week moving average and move up, I feel like it should do that within 10 months. But we don't know for sure, and that is the risk that I'm taking. Anyway, uh, moving on to the broader altcoin market, we see altcoins are bouncing and they're actually outpacing Bitcoin. For the most part, Cardano is just a beast, looking, putting in 15% against Bitcoin. Aave was a beast yesterday. Looking at when we look at the daily, we saw a move of 27%. Today we're seeing a move of 8%, and that's right off the backs of a 20-week moving average support hit. So with that said, altcoins are still looking very good. When we look at the dominance, it's continuing to drop. Okay, and so if confidence in the market sustains, even if Bitcoin's at the 20-week moving average, the dominance most likely will come down. Look, we've already broken this line here, but at the same time, when I made this line, I didn't put much credence into it. I was more focusing on the latter two at 39.81 and 36.61. So the high 30s will be the next target of us breaking through 40% dominance, Bitcoin coming down to 30, and here we might see some kind of bounce. Um, I'm expecting a bounce at these levels. Yes, I know altcoins are a lot different than they were in 2017. However, the ratios between them do not change. They don't change as much against when comparing to the US dollar. That's why I prefer Bitcoin to altcoin ratios or Ether to altcoin ratios, as well as Bitcoin dominance percentages when we're looking at just a total market cap of the market of the altcoin of the crypto market. So with that said, we could see this drop even further, come back to the to 39 percent dominance for Bitcoin, and then we can see a bounce. We simply don't know at this rate. That could possibly happen, even if Bitcoin holds the 20-week. But if altcoins continue to rally like this, then we would see that fairly soon. Keep in mind, just expanding off of the video that I made yesterday, with the RSI, actually, we came to the line, I believe. I made a video yesterday where I talked about this is usually the temporary bottom for the RSI on the weekly, and this is the line that we usually hold, and it corresponds to touching with the 20-week moving average. Right now we're at 56.48 on the RSI, and the line consists of 53.93. So we're very close. We didn't quite hit it just yet, but we have seen instances where we come to it but not necessarily come right, not necessarily hit it. But I suspect that we would hit it. So that is something to keep in mind. The RSI is coming down. We're hitting a line on the RSI where we usually hold it. And with I think the Bollinger Bands are pretty much the same. I mean they shouldn't have changed. Yeah, 0.80 haven't changed. We'll have more information when this week closes and next week opens. So that's what I'm pretty much looking forward to. In the meantime, I've made my positions. I made the shuffle in my portfolio, and I am just waiting to see what Bitcoin does. And I'll still make videos on altcoins. Obviously, like I'm planning to talk about them today. However, I because Bitcoin's at the 20-week moving average, my focus, like all my focus on my spare time, is now focusing on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is king. It will affect your altcoin positions whether you like it or not, and therefore we need a favorable position of Bitcoin in order for altcoins to thrive. That means holding the 20-week moving average, in my opinion. If we break below the 20-week moving average, yes, there's a chance it's like 2013. We break below it, but we still continue on to higher highs. But in that period of breakage below the 20-week, altcoins will bleed pretty hard. That's not something we want. So that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.